Hello, in this video I'm going to go over how to tune your instruments, the basics of tuning. First of all, if you are 12 years old or more, then I think that you can be tuning your own instrument. There are a lot of us who are 11 years old or younger, and for those students, I highly recommend having an adult helper, so either a parent, grandparent, older sibling, could be a teenage sibling, but just having somebody to help you. And the reason for that is simple, just so that we don't accidentally break any strings. We want to protect our instruments, and the best way we can do that is by having an older person helping us. So I'm also going to translate some of this into Spanish for any of our Spanish-speaking families. Bienvenidos al video donde voy a mostrar cómo afinamos los instrumentos. Y la primera cosa que quería decir es que si el estudiante es 12 años o más, puede afinar su propio instrumento, pero si tiene 11 años abajo, necesitarían un ayudante. Puede ser un padre, madre, abuelo, tío, hermano, hermana que sea adolescente, pero para que cuidarnos a los instrumentos y no rompemos las cuerdas, necesitamos ayuda con los estudiantes de esa edad. Okay, so next I just wanted to remind you that since you're having a daily class with me at 10 a.m., a good time to check the tuning of your instrument would be at least a half an hour before class. So that way, if it's really out of tune, you have some time to try and get it sorted out. So that would be every day, 9:30 a.m. or before that if you want, to just check in with your tuning. So les recomiendo que cada día, media hora o más antes de la clase, que sea a las 10 de la mañana cada día, que a esa hora chequea la afinación del instrumento. Para que sean listos para la clase a las 10 de la mañana. Okay, so the tuning app that I recommend is called Simply Tuner. Simply Tuner. This is a free app you can download onto your phone, tablet, or computer, and that is going to be your best friend in getting your instrument tuned. So les recomiendo que bajan esta aplicación que se llama Simply Tuner en su celular o tablet o laptop, lo que sea, es gratis y esa aplicación nos va a ayudar a afinar los instrumentos. Okay, so let's get to actually tuning. So here I have a violin. So this is my violin, and I actually only have one fine tuner, but luckily all of you guys, most of you guys, have fine tuners for all four of your strings. And we are going to use almost exclusively the fine tuners to tune your instrument. And that's because usually you can tune the instrument using fine tuners, and it's very unlikely that you will break a string if you're using only your fine tuners. So we want to always go to our fine tuners first, okay? And then I have here the cello to show you as well. So on the cello, much bigger obviously, but there are the fine tuners on the cello as well. This one just has 3. Hopefully you have all 4. So para afinar, generalmente solo vamos a usar los afinadores chiquitos que se quedan aquí abajo, y ahí no vamos a romper las cuerdas. Y normalmente sí se puede afinar el instrumento solo usando estos afinadores chiquitas. ¿Ok? Entonces siempre empezamos con estos afinadores. So I've pulled up my phone here. I'm gonna open up the app Simply Tuner, and you'll see here that we have some options on the upper left-hand corner. Right now I'm in cello. I'm gonna scroll through. There's viola, And since I'm going to be tuning a violin right now, I'm going to go ahead and choose violin. You obviously choose your instrument. So primero, escoge tu instrumento, que sea violín, viola o cello. Ahorita voy a afinar un violín, entonces escogí violín. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways to use this right now. I'm just going to demonstrate one, but you can play around with it and we can talk more about it in the future. So you'll notice that there's this little line here that moves back and forth. And when the note that you pluck, let's see, first I'm going to press the E string, and then if I pluck my E string, oh yay, my E string is in tune. Did you see how it went to the green right in the middle and it showed up green and I believe it said perfect. So that means that it's in tune. And notice how it went back after the note stopped. That's okay. It doesn't mean it's not in tune. It just goes there, and then when it stops hearing the note, then it's going to go back. So I could do that for each string. That was my E string. Now I'm going to go to the A string. Notice how it plays the A for you to hear it. Pluck my A string. Oh, good. Also in tune. D string. That one said it was slightly low. I'm going to come back and tune that later. Let's go back to the E string. So let's say that I plucked it and it sounded like this. Oh, I have to change it back to the E string. There's the E string. See how it says very low? So if we remember the expression righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, let me pull that up for you in case you want to see what it looks like. Magically, here I am. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Say that back to me. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Most of you guys are familiar with this phrase. It just means that if we want to make the string tighter, if we want to make the pitch go up, we're going to turn the peg to the right. And if we want to make the pitch go down, we want to make the string looser, then we turn it to the left. Right could also be, you could also say clockwise, and left is counterclockwise, if that's helpful. So, yo uso esa expresión para acordar cómo girar la afinador. Righty-tighty significa a la derecha sea más tight. Let's see, let me look that up real quick. Ok, ya chequé mi diccionario. Es agudo. So, a la derecha, más agudo. A la izquierda, más floja. Entonces, si queremos que la nota va por arriba, giramos a la derecha, la afinadora. Y si queremos que la nota baja, giramos a la izquierda. All right, we are back here again with my tuner and my E string. So if I pluck my E string, it's telling me that it's very low. So if you remember the expression righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, we're going to be turning it which way? That is right. I'm going to turn my tuner, my fine tuner, to the right. So just like a half a turn. And then I'm going to pluck it again. It's still telling me that it's very low, so I'm going to keep going. Now I'm closer now. It says slightly low. I'm almost there, so now I'm just going to do a little mini turn. Let's see. Perfect. All right, so now my E string is in tune. You should be able to do that, hopefully, with all 4 of your strings. Just make sure that you click on the string that you're plucking, right? If I'm on E but I pluck A, it's going to tell me that it's not in tune because it's expecting to hear an A. So I have to switch it to A and then pluck my A string. Okay, so hopefully you can tune all 4 of your strings just using your fine tuners down here at the bottom. Entonces, ojalá puedes afinar todas las cuerdas usando simplemente los afinadores aquí abajo. ¿Okay? Y lo que está importante es que eliges la nota que vas a tocar. Entonces ahorita está en A. Entonces si toco A, ya sabe que sí está afinado. Pero por ejemplo, si sigue en A, pero yo toco por ejemplo D, ya no va a reconocer la nota porque está escuchando para un E. Entonces debería elegir D primero y de ahí tócalo. Okay, so let's assume that sometimes your instrument may have gone very out of tune or one string is very loose and you have to use the tuning pegs. So those are the big tuners up here, right? These are where we can break a string. This is where the danger is, okay? So we have to be very careful when we go to tune our instrument using the tuning pegs, okay? So I'm going to explain to you now how you can use the tuning pegs and avoid breaking a string. Entonces, a veces el instrumento sí está muy desafinado, una cuerda, por ejemplo, está súper floja y de ahí sí necesitarías usar los afinadores grandes aquí arriba. Pero aquí es donde tenemos que tener mucho cuidado porque es muy fácil romper una cuerda. Entonces tienen que escuchar bien mis recomendaciones para evitar a romper las cuerdas si necesitas usar, creo que se llaman claves en español, esas partes, clavijas. Entonces, vamos a ver. So the first rule of thumb, I'll say it in English and then I'll say it in Spanish. You always want to turn the peg down to the left first. Even if the note is flat, even if the note is low, you're still going to go down first. Okay? And then as you go back up, you're going to continuously pluck the string as you turn so that you can hear the string as it's going up. And you can also feel the tension. So you'll feel it if you're going too far and the string could break. As you are turning the peg, you want to go slow and steady like I just did and push slightly in towards the scroll so that when you get to the note and you let go of the tuning peg, it sticks and it doesn't fall back down. Okay? And then you want to get up to just close to the note and then stop and finish tuning it using the fine tuner at the bottom. Okay? Entonces, primera cosa, siempre vamos por abajo. Cuando usamos las clavijas, siempre vamos por abajo. No importa si la nota es bajo, primero vamos por abajo. ¿Ok? Okay. Y cuando regresamos por arriba, lo hacemos lentamente y mientras que muevo voy a tocar con mi otra mano así. Entonces, mientras que estoy moviendo la clavija, estoy escuchando la cuerda y también estoy sintiendo cómo se siente la cuerda, porque ahí puedes saber si ya hay mucha tensión y podría romperse. Entonces, esa es una manera de cuidar el instrumento. Entonces, mientras que mueves la clavija, también quieres hacer un poquito de presión hacia esa parte que se llama el scroll para que cuando llegas cerca de la nota y dejas el clavija, se queda ahí y no se afloja otra vez. ¿Ok? Y queremos llegar cerca de la nota, pero no exactamente, no importa si está exactamente afinado. Queremos llegar cerca de la nota y terminamos afinando con los afinadores chiquitos abajo. Okay. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate one more time using a cello. So the cello can be a little intimidating to use the big tuning pegs because everything's just bigger, but you can do it, you can do this. Just take your time and be careful. So you can see that I'm gonna straddle the cello between my knees like this, and I'm gonna pluck the A string. I'm gonna find my tuning peg that's connected to the A string, and remember, I'm always gonna go down first, and then I'm going to go back up slowly, continuously plucking the string. And as I'm turning, I'm pushing the peg in towards the scroll, okay? Now, I didn't do it enough because you can hear it went out of tune again, right? So I actually need to push in a little bit more as I turn it. I'm going to try it one more time. So remember, as you go up, you're going to continuously pluck. Okay, now I'm going to check in with my tuner, see how I'm doing. I'm still very low. I'm going to keep going. Sometimes with the cello, you really have to do some elbow grease and push in with the peg as you go. Oh, I think I know what happened. I left it on violin instead of switching to cello. All right, here we go. I got this. Let's see. Okay, so I actually went a little too far, and thankfully I didn't break the string. So I don't want you to be, let's say the worst possible scenario is that you break a string. And of course, nobody wants that to happen, but it's not the end of the world. So I just went a little too far, but I didn't break the string. So the key is that if you go slowly, then you're much less likely to break a string, because I noticed something was wrong. It was getting too tight, and so I was able to stop before I actually went so far to break the string. Okay, so I went a little too far. I'm going to see if I can fix it just using my fine tuner down here. So I want to make it so it's too high right now. I want it to go down, so I'm going to turn it to the left. And now I'm in tune. Cool. Ok, entonces lo que justo dije era más o menos lo mismo con el violín, pero lo que pasa con el cello, obviamente todo está más grande. Uno puede tener un poco más miedo, pero sí se puede. Solo lo hace con calma y despacito, mueves despacito, y de pronto es posible que necesitas un poquito más esfuerzo con el clavija hacia el cello para que no se floja como que recién pasó conmigo. Okay. That's it for today's video. Hopefully that was helpful for you. We'll continue to work together to learn how to tune your instruments. And as always, please reach out to me with any questions you have. I'm happy to help. Or if you want to schedule just like a one-on-one tuning session, if your instrument's really super out of tune and you want some help getting it tuned up, we can schedule a one-on-one WhatsApp or Skype call. Okay, see you soon.